Free Cell. Free Cell is a card game played with a 52-card deck. A great majority of hands are solvable. There are 4 open free cells and 4 open foundations. Cards are dealt into 8 cascades, 4 of which have 7 cards and 4 of which have 6 cards. After the cards have been dealt, the cascades must be built using alternating colors. The foundations are built by suit starting with an ace through the rank of king. Any card that is on the bottom of the cascade may be moved to any other cascade, empty free cell, or foundation. The player wins the game after all of the cards are moved to the foundations. The goals for my project were to try and create and simulate a real-life game of free cell, as if you were holding a deck of cards. I needed to use only character arrays to manipulate any of the game data, which meant using no strings. I wanted to use pointers to perform data manipulation of structs, and arrays. Use control structures for loops, while loops, do-while loops, case structures, and if statements. Provide the user a nice interface and a smooth gameplay experience. So while I was creating the game, I used a struct of type card that holds the rank, suit, and color. I felt that this accurately simulated the attributes of real-life cards, and it allowed the game to be implemented as if you were playing with a real deck. In order to create the playing field, an array of cards had to be created that would hold all of the possible outcomes. The program creates a deck of cards in a text file holding all of the attributes, color, suit, and rank that simulates a brand new deck. It then reads in the text file and uses a random number generator to shuffle the cards and stores it in the deck that is in memory. It then deals the cards into the playing field, which is an array of type card. The playing field had to be displayed to the user in an easy-to-read and to use interface. Movement between cascades, free cells, and foundations had to be regulated to follow the rule of play. An endgame scenario had to be recognized, and the player must be notified if he has successfully won. This is an example of a free cell board on the left, and the game that I created on the right. Some obstacles that I had with my project. Data manipulation with pointers can be tricky. I had to always keep track of where the pointer was. Sometimes I would implement a function and I would increment the pointer too far and I'd be out of bounds and I'd get some crazy error. Working with character arrays instead of strings meant that I had to figure out a way to copy the value of the arrays and to compare the values of these arrays. I made 2 functions, string copy and string compare, which basically they both did what their name is. They either copied or compared character arrays. I had to validate the user input to make sure the entries were in range. So if you were trying to move a card from between cascades and you actually put in like cascade 20, you know, the program had to recognize that and tell you that you put an invalid entry. The validation of movements between free cells, cascades, and foundations. So with this, I had to apply the rule of the game to move the different cards between the cascades or between the free cells or up to the foundations. You know, match the suit, the color, or the rank. And then comparing the rank of the cards was a little bit difficult at first. I had to assign each character an integer value so that I could compare the values so that I could implement the rules. And this is a demo of my program. This is my demo of the free cell program that I wrote. In order to play the game, you have to type in a file name for the program to use. So we're just going to type in demo.text. In the background, what the program did is it created a deck of cards, shuffled it, and put this all in a text file, and then read the text file into the program and saved it into memory. From here, we can use the menu options to play the game. If we select option 1, we will see the game board. Okay, so from here we can try and perform some moves. One move that I see is moving the 4 of hearts from cascade 1 to cascade 0. We can do this by selecting option 2. And we're going to select the source cascade of 1 and the destination cascade of 0. And as we can see, the 4 of hearts has moved to cascade 0. We can also move the 9 of diamonds to cascade number 2. So we're going to do option number 2 again. And go 3, 2. Now we can see that it has moved. Now that we have that ace of clubs available in cascade 3, we can move that to the foundation. We can do this with option 4. And we're going to go 3 and foundation 0. So what that did is it moved the ace up to the foundation. We can also move cards to the free cells. So we can pick any random card. I will pick the 10 of spades in cascade 1. So I will pick option 3, go 1, 0. And now we can see that the 10 of spades is up in the free cell 0. There's no place to move that back down. So let's see if we can find another card. Okay, I'm going to move the 4 of diamonds and the 3 of diamonds up to free cells so that I can move the 3 of diamonds into cascade 7 so that you can see that movement. Let's go. Cool. Now we actually have the ace of spades available to move to another foundation cell. So I'm going to move it from... Actually, I'm going to move that ace of spades up to a free cell so you can see the movement between free cell and foundation. So let's do that again. Option 3, and we're going to go 1, 2, 4. It says I cannot move that card. That's because it validated my movement. I put the destination free cell of 4, which would be out of range since the numbers are 0 through 3. So let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So the ace of spades has moved up to that free cell. Now I'm going to move that ace of spades from free cell 3 to foundation 1. Awesome. So now that has moved, I'll show you the movement between free cell and cascade. We've already moved cards into free cells, but we can also move them out of free cells. So that will be option number 5. We're going to move the 3 of diamonds in free cell 2 to the 7th cascade. Cool, and so we can see it has moved. You can do this until you solve the game as a typical free cell game would go, and once you get all the kings in the foundations, then the game will say you won and it will exit the program. So you can also quit the program at any time you want by hitting the option 7.